Live from the IRC television studios on the SUNY Oneonta campus, this is Oneonta News Now. I'm Caitlin Horit.
And I'm Vincent Cataldo.
Before we start the news, meteorologist Matthew Miles would normally join us with a nice look at the Oneonta weather cam. But he's not going to be here today because there's too much snow and rain in the forecast, and that just makes us sad. Coming up next, we have your campus and local news. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
For local news, a woman from Walton died Saturday after she was hit by a car in front of Interstate 88 in Oneonta. Caddy Daughtry, 45, had been attending a birthday party at the skating rink on State Route 23 when she stepped out to go to the Mirabato gas station across the street. According to Interstate owner Eric Nelson, Daughtry was pronounced dead at the scene by Otsego County coroner after witnesses and first responders from Oneonta EMS and Fire Department attempted CPR. According to state police, an autopsy will be conducted at Luter's Hospital. The driver of the 2004 Jeep Cherokee involved has not been charged, but the accident is still under investigation. The speed limit in the area is 55 miles per hour. The stretch of road by the skating rink has no crosswalks, sidewalks, or streetlights.
Oneonta will be blooming with yellow come spring thanks to the Oneonta Federated Garden Club. The club imported 2,000 daffodil bulbs from England and handed them out for free at the Oneonta Farmers Market this past Sunday. The club started the initiative with the hopes of brightening the city of the hills when the bulbs bloom in the spring. Lori Zimmerman, a member of the Oneonta Federated Garden Club, said that it is going to be an excellent when the bulbs bloom. The club had anticipated attending the farmers market again next week to finish handing out the bulbs, but they were pleasantly surprised when they handed out all of the bulbs in a single day.
A Meredith man was arrested on October 6th, charged with a felony and other charges. State police at Oneonta reported Donovan K. Flood, 27, was charged with the felony of criminal mischief in the 3rd degree, the misdemeanors of unlawful imprisonment in the 2nd degree, and criminal mischief in the 4th degree, and the violation of harassment in the 2nd degree. According to a media release, troopers responded to a domestic dispute at a residence on County Route 10 in Meredith. Though the Flood was no longer on scene, the victim told troopers Flood physically beat the victim on October 5th and continued on October 6th. The victim also accused Flood of not allowing the victim to leave the residence and said Flood broke a telephone when the victim attempted to call for help. The victim, who was not identified in the media release, told troopers that they were able to run out the residence and flag down a passing car. Troopers found Flood at Walmart in Oneonta, where he was arrested. He was arraigned in the town of court and sent to Delaware County Jail on $5,000 cash bail or $10,000 bond. The victim was issued an order of protection.
Some residents in the city of Oneonta were without water for several hours on Monday, according to city officials. The city says that beginning at 9 a.m. Monday, October 15th, a contractor will be replacing a water main valve located at the intersection of Hickory and Fair Streets. While the work is being done, which is expected to take 2 to 3 hours, there will be no water service on Fair Street from Otsego Street to Hickory Street. After the valve is installed, the mains will be flushed and water customers may experience a brief change in water color or pressure. City officials say this is common and temporary and not a cause for alarm.
Thanks, Vincent. We have your entertainment news when we come back. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
We're back with your entertainment news update with Joanna Weidenhammer and Felicia Lewis. What's going on in this week in entertainment?
Looking to get spooky this weekend? Join the Oneonta Activities Council Fright Fest presented by Snickers at Six Flags The Great Escape. Visit the park of the usual rides and thrills, but enjoying a Halloween twist. There will be a variety of zombies and fools roaming the park, looking for the next person to scare. Haunted houses, scare zones, and nightmares lurking around every corner is what Fright Fest is all about. Ghouls are known to perform daily haunting rituals on all of the guests, so beware. If Halloween and roller coasters are your thing, this is definitely the event to go to. Tickets are $40 and are available at the Hunt Union box office. The event takes place this Saturday, October 20th, with the bus leaving campus at 10 a.m. Tickets include park admission, ride admission, haunted house experiences, and one meal voucher. Let's get spooky, Oneonta. The cold weather has officially approached campus, and with that being said, the Outdoor Adventure Club is trying to squeeze one last ounce of summer out of the year. Join them Wednesday, October 17th at 6 p.m. in the President's Garden for a campfire. Roast marshmallows, eat s'mores, and enjoy. Relax by a cozy campfire one last time this year. This event is free and open to all students. If you have any questions, please visit the Outdoor Adventure Club office in Holbert Hall, as the event is weather permitting.
For some entertainment news happening across the country, Ariana Grande canceled another scheduled performance as she takes time to heal amid personal turmoil, most recently her ex, Mac Miller's death. The No Tears Left to Cry singer was supposed to make her onstage return on Saturday after staying out of the spotlight since the rapper died in September. She was set to perform at F Cancer's inaugural Barbara Berlanti's Heroes Fundraising Gala, where her manager, Scooter Braun, gave a speech and his wife, Yael Cohen Braun, received an honor for her work. As co-founder of the group, at the gala, Ariana Grande was supposed to perform a duet and a song from Broadway's Wicked with the original star Kristen Chenoweth. The latter singer performed Bring Him Home from Les Miserables by herself instead. Ariana remains a scheduled performer of NBC's A Very Wicked Halloween, celebrating 15 years on Broadway, a concert tribute hosted by Chenoweth and former co-star Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. The show airs October 29th. Kanye West has broken his silence from Twitter and his hiatus after 9 days. On Saturday, Kanye returned to social media after deleting his Instagram and Twitter last week and posted a number of videos about mind control. The Yeezy designer posted 2 short videos and 1 soundbite before a longer selfie video that lasted nearly 10 minutes. In the main video recorded via Periscope, Kanye spoke at length about the mind and unprogramming ourselves. On Thursday, Kanye visited the White House and notably Twitter user President Donald Trump. The artist and the president spoke at length about criminal justice reform and how Kanye's Make America Great Again hat gives him power. Kanye talked for over 10 minutes, which Trump called, quote, pretty impressive and, quote, quite something when it was all over. Many celebrities, though, have come out against Kanye for his overtly pro-Trump views, including Lana Del Rey and Chris Evans. SNL cast member Pete Davidson, who has been very open about his mental health struggles in the past, made a mental health plea to the rapper last week after Kanye announced he was, quote, off of medication during a TMZ interview. Davidson urged Kanye, saying, quote, there's no shame in the medicine game. I'm on them. It's great. Take them. There's nothing wrong with taking them.
And that's all of our entertainment news. Back to you, Caitlin.
Thanks for joining us, Joanna and Felicia. We have your national news coming up, so stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
In national news, Florida Panhandle officials are trying to figure out how to resume classes after Hurricane Michael damaged or destroyed many schools last week. The challenge is especially daunting in Bay County, where schools are closed until further notice. The Florida Department of Education's website said Sunday, "I would say every single school in Bay County has some type of damage, some more extensive than others," said Steve Moss, vice chairman of Bay District School Board. Some it'll probably take weeks or months to get online. Some it'll take years. The only thing left of some of our schools is the foundation. Moss told CNN he and his colleagues are working to come up with a plan to get thousands of students back in the classroom as soon as possible.
A jury awarded a man nearly $5 million after he says he was fired from Mercedes-Benz of Seattle when he lost his vocal cords to cancer. The jury found the dealership refused to let Troy Coachman back to work because he spoke with a voice prosthetics following surgery for cancer. In 2014, Coachman lost his vocal cords to cancer, but he didn't lose his will to fight, especially for what he loved, his job. "I made it, and it was all taken away with just like that, and I felt anger, despair, betrayal. That was a huge thing for me," said Coachman. Even though doctors cleared Coachman to go back to work, he said he was fired in an email after working for Mercedes-Benz for 14 years. "I had to read it over and over. I couldn't believe that I was terminated," said Coachman. "We should be able to prove that if we have a disability, we can do a job like anybody else. And that's all I ever wanted, was just a chance to do the job." When Coachman lost his job, he lost his health insurance and eventually lost his home when the cancer came back. In Thursday's decision, the jury awarded $236,812,000 in economic damages and $4,697,248 million in compensating damages for disability discrimination for Coachman. "The victory is bigger than compensation. You have to stand up for yourself because if you don't, no one else will," said Coachman. "The last 4 years I've been battling not only getting terminated, but beating cancer 3 times, and it's not right to terminate someone on a disability."
Hurricane Michael's death toll climbed to 18 on Saturday after another victim was discovered in Virginia. The number of fatalities from the storm is likely to rise in the coming weeks, possibly into the double digits, according to Panama City Fire Department Battalion Chief David Collier. As of Saturday afternoon, an estimated 709,750 people were without power in 6 states, including Florida, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. Michael made landfall on Wednesday in Mexico Beach as a Category 4 hurricane with 155 miles per hour winds and destructive storm surge.
A video of a white woman calling the police on a 9-year-old black child and his mother after a woman accused the boy of sexually assaulting her by grabbing her behind in a Brooklyn corner store has gone viral. The woman, who has been identified as 53-year-old Teresa Klein, has been mockingly labeled as Cornerstone Caroline on social media. The boy and his mother have not been identified. Surveillance footage from the store showed that the boy did not grope the woman, but accidentally brushed against her as he left the store. The video was posted on Facebook on October 10th by Jason Littlejohn, just hours after the incident. Klein called 911 and NYPD officers arrived about 17 minutes after her call. They did not file a report because everyone had left the scene. Klein has since apologized for the incident, but her actions have not gone unnoticed by the internet. She has deleted her social media profiles after being called out by viewers of the viral video.
Thanks, Kaylin. When we come back, well, Matt Miles is still not with us, and the weather still sucks. So we will jump right into our national news. Stay with us.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. big time.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. In international news, a couple arrested in Mexico while pushing a baby stroller filled with human body parts may have killed up to 20 women, according to the chief investigation on the case. The man and woman were detained in the Mexico City suburb of Ecatepec on suspicion of murdering 10 female victims. However, the male suspect has since claimed that they are responsible for twice as many deaths. Police arrested the pair, identified only as Juan Carlos N. and his wife Patricia N., during an investigation into the disappearance of 3 women and a 2-month-old baby. The man gave detailed accounts of the original 10 deaths. He also told police that he and his wife had killed a further 10 people, according to State of Mexico prosecutor Alejandro Gomez. Police found 8 plastic buckets full of dismembered body parts and cement in the couple's house. More remains were found in a refrigerator wrapped in plastic bags. Tests are now being carried out on the grisly evidence. The couple, who lived with their 3 children, were arrested while pushing the baby carriage through Ecatepec. The police had expected to find the missing baby inside, but instead found human remains.
22 migrants were killed and 13 others were injured Sunday when a truck carrying them overturned. Turkey's state-run news agency Anadolu reported the accident occurred as the truck was heading from Aydin province to Izmir. Details of the incident were not immediately available. Children were among those killed. Anadolu said the local prosecutor's office has launched an investigation according to the report.
7 Israeli Palestinians were shot and killed by Israeli forces during a violent Gaza protest on Friday, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health. A total of 252 people were injured, 154 of them by live fire. The ministry identified the victims as Ahmed E. Brahman, Al-Talwell, 27, Mohammed Abul Isma, 29, Tamer Reddy Ariman, 27, Afi Mohammed Afi, 32, Ahmed Abdul Abu, named 17, Abul Asul Iman Al-Dagma, 25, and Mohammed Isam Abbas, 21. The protests occurred along the fence separating Israel and the Gaza Strip. About 1,500 Palestinians were gathered along the fence, according to the Israeli defense. Rioters were burning tires and hurling rocks, explosive devices, firebombs, and grenades, and IDF troops and the security fence. In response, soldiers used riot dispersal means in accordance with standard operating procedures. These means included using tear gas, live fire, and a water cannon. Following the protest, Israel's Minister of Defense, Avigdor Lieberman, announced that the flow of diesel fuel into Gaza would be stopped immediately.
At least 34 people were killed after mudslides and floods engulfed homes in eastern Uganda, according to the Uganda Red Cross Society. Dozens of people are feared missing and remain unaccounted for after the heavy rains triggered mudslides, which washed mountain slopes into houses on Thursday in at least 6 villages in Bududa district, located on the border with Kenya. Local news outlets are reporting at least 40 deaths. Search and rescue teams are doing their best to rescue people from the debris. Communities are working with aid agencies to provide assistance and evacuate residents in affected areas. Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni tweeted his condolences to those who have lost their lives, saying the government will look at other options available to stop further occurrences of these disasters.
Thanks, Vincent. Stay tuned to ONN for your weekly sports update with Jared Baez and the lovely Joanna Weinhammer, who's blessing us with her presence once again on the episode because Austin is lazy.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. So, Jarrett and Joanna, what's going on in sports this week?
Well, Caitlin and Vincent, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to sports, so let's get right to it. For some campus sports news. For the first time in program history, the SUNY Oneonta women's tennis team will play for the SUNY Athletic Conference title, thanks to a 5-1 victory over 7-time defending conference champion Geneseo. Today at the Binghamton Tennis Center, the win for the Red Dragons was its second in less than a week against Geneseo, as they will now face New Paltz in the final tomorrow at 1 p.m. The two played a tight match a month ago, with New Paltz escaping with a 5-4 victory. The Red Dragons were outfitted with their pink ribbons commemorating Breast Cancer Awareness Month as they opened the doubles competition. The doubles began with a great deal of tension and anticipation of the competitive match that lie ahead. The first doubles duo of sophomore Julieta Ula and senior Alyssa Brault were aggressive out of the gate and kept that energy throughout the match as the pair made key volleys. At second doubles, freshman and sophomore pair Olivia Fraser and Maya Lipcomb also came out of the gate with the strong sense of urgency, and for the second week in a row, beat their Geneseo foes, doubling them 8-4. In the third position, the freshman pair of Alexandra Dratch and Madeline Croswell avenged its score from last week, winning 8-5, leading 3-0 entering singles. The Red Dragons made it difficult for the Knights to mount any comeback. Elau, playing in the first spot, never let her opponent have any confidence as she held her back en route to a 6-2, 6-1 win. The clinching point came from third singles, where Lipcomb remained undefeated during the fall season. She was dominant with her crisp forehand, winners, and speed covering the court, taking her to a 6-0, 6-2 triumph. The SUNY Oneonta women's soccer team spotted Plattsburgh a pair of goals before battling late and coming up on the short end of a 2-1 score. The loss for the Red Dragons drops them to a 5-8 overall and a 2-5 in the SUNY Athletic Conference. Plattsburgh leaves town 9-5 overall and 3-3 in conference play. The Cardinals got on the scoreboard early in today's match, scoring in the 5th minute. Freshman Kristen Vellamarie notched her team leading 6th goal of the season off an assist from classmate Allison Seidman. Seidman created the chance after racing into the box on the right side before crossing the ball in front of the goal, where it bounced off a defender before Villamarie pushed the loose ball over the line for a 1-0 lead. Despite holding a 5-3 shot advantage in the first half, Oneonta trailed the Cardinals by 1 goal at the break. The Red Dragons continued to battle and turn the momentum in their favor, generating an attack that paid off in the 78th minute on a goal by senior Hannah Kaplan. Kaplan had a shot in the 87th minute that was stopped by Plattsburgh's keeper Taylor Adams. A final opportunity came in the final 30 seconds on a corner kick, but was cleared away. However, with the win at home against Potsdam in a 3-1 victory this Saturday, Oneonta will finish out its non-conference slate this Wednesday at home against city rival Hartwick College. Kickoff is scheduled for 4 p.m. on Red Dragon Field. That's it for Campus Sports Report. What's going on in sports outside SUNY Oneonta, Joanna?
Well, Jared, in MLB, the Yankees lost. But good news is that the new Houston Astros defeated the Boston Red Sox 7-2 on Saturday night in Game 1 of the 2018 American League Championship Series. The Astros now lead the best of 7 series 1-0. The Astros combined for 4 runs on 4 hits and 9 walks and 3 hit by pitches. They didn't hit a homer until the 9th when Josh Reddick and Yuli Gurriel each parked one. Chris Sale averaged 92 miles per hour on his heater, and that was the slowest his fastball has been all season. Making matters worse is he lacked a real feel for his slider or his command, leaving him in an awkward spot where he couldn't throw consistent strikes or miss bats with any regularity. Justin Verlander also had an uncharacteristically wild start. He went 6 innings and allowed just 2 hits, but walked 4 and struck out 6 while giving up 2 runs. Technically a quality start, just one that doesn't impress relative to Verlander's typical excellence. The Astros will look to extend their series lead to 2-0 on Sunday evening. Houston will send Jarrett Cole to the mound. He'll be opposed by David Price. That game will begin at 7:09 p.m. and will air on TBS. In NFL news, the Jets won their 2nd straight game Sunday, a 42-34 defeat of the Colts that got them back to .500 at 3-3. Jason Myers kicked a franchise record 7 field goals. Sam Darnold threw 2 touchdown passes, and the New York Jets held on to beat the Indianapolis Colts 42-34 on Sunday to win consecutive games for the first time in more than a year. With Joe Namath and the 1968 Super Bowl winnings team celebrating its 50th anniversary, Darnold was 24 of 30 for 280 yards, with TD throws to Terrell Pryor and Chris Herndon and an interception to give New York its first back-to-back victories since taking 3 in a row in weeks 3-5 last season. Myers hit field goals from 30, 48, 32, 37, 45, 37, and 45 yards to break the Jets' record. Jets, home versus Minnesota, next Sunday at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, 1 p.m. on CBS.
And that's it for your weekly sports report. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Jared and Joanna. Join us again next week for your up-to-date news, sports, weather, and more. I'm Vincent Cataldo.
And I'm Caitlin Hort. This is Oneonta News Now. Have a great night.